So for those of you waiting for the new AirPods Max, I do have some good and also bad news regarding it, and so let's delve into it. So let's begin with the bad news, and that is there most likely will not be a new version anytime soon. So Gurman tells us, yes, a second generation version is in the works, but that's not ready for release and might not be for some time. And to be honest, I'm not surprised because when it comes to AirPods refreshes, Apple's pretty slow. For example, AirPods Pro 1 released back in 2019 and we're only getting AirPods Pro 2 now. So of course, for Apple to release AirPods Max 2 in 2023 or 2024 instead could make sense. However, there is some good news because we are going to see color refreshes for the existing version of AirPods Max this year. So yeah, Gurman believes that's still happening, and personally I can see Apple releasing that alongside AirPods Pro 2. Now as for the new colours to expect, we do have a leak regarding a purple that matches the new iPhone 14 series, and yes, I could see that happening, though of course with the original AirPods Max being based on the iPad Air 4 colours, I think it's likely that this refresh is going to be based on the iPad Air 5 colours. And so that's space grey, pink, purple, blue and starlight. And as a massive fan of the blue with the iPad Air 5, I am pretty glad that's coming to other products. Now I do want to say there is a pretty good chance Apple could also add two features of sorts with the current gen AirPods Max. The first one's not really a feature, but I do hope Apple lowers the price with these AirPods Max. They were simply too high and of course could not be justified by most consumers, and so pricing them at $450 instead could make more sense. And Apple has done this in the past. For example, the HomePod was too expensive at first, and so Apple gave it a price cut, and so the same could happen with AirPods Max. However, the second feature I could see Apple giving us is lossless audio support. Now with AirPods Pro 2 getting this, I do think it makes sense for AirPods Max to also get this, and there's been evidence in betas that existing AirPods Max could support the LC3 codec, and so yes, we could see lossless-like functionality with these AirPods. And yeah, it just makes sense to introduce that with the new colours, and that would help justify the higher price for these. But also it never made sense to me that Apple offers a service that does not work with the hardware they sell, so yes, I'm happy this is going to be fixed. Anyways, let's delve into your comments regarding AirPods Max. So Michael says they are more expensive than I would have liked, but have been a great replacement for my aging Bose unit. The integration with Apple's products and spatial audio as well as the sound and noise cancellation are well worth it. Build quality is awesome, no creaky plastic. Now I definitely understand that and you do make a fair point, but considering the sales stats have been pretty low for these, I still think most consumers can't justify getting this, and so I'm hoping Apple can lower the price. And actually I remember reading reports regarding two versions of AirPods Max, a sport variant that would be plastic, lighter and cheaper, and then of course a luxury version that we got with the current AirPods Max. And so I do kind of hope that for people like myself, AirPods Sport are offered, and they would be a pretty good replacement for the Beats headphones that Apple still sells. Now David shares similar thoughts. I have a pair and the noise cancelling features are excellent. I can watch a movie with a giant fan in the seat and not even hear the fan, and he further says, while these might be expensive, they are still cheaper than my Shure earbuds. Now that's fair, but I do want to mention the Shure earbuds are for audiophiles as far as I know, and these AirPods are really not that. While they do sound great, they do not have audiophile features like lossless, and so these are more positioned for average consumers like AirPods and AirPods Pro. And so yes, to reflect that, I do think Apple should give us a lower price, though of course like I said earlier, Apple can give us two variants instead and have a cheaper version that's more affordable. Since ultimately I could care less about the build quality of these. In fact, I've heard many complain about the weight, and so using cheaper materials but retaining the great sound and the ANC would make the perfect headphones for myself. So Fury Turtle GT says, when would the second gen AirPods Max be released? He's thinking of getting the first gen, but he's not sure if he should wait and get the second gen instead. And yeah, personally I don't think second gen AirPods Max are going to be releasing till 2023 at the earliest, and so you can go ahead and get the first gen pair instead. I will say though that there is a colour refresh coming to the first gen pair pretty soon, so you might want to wait for that. But yes, if you do need new AirPods, get the 1st Gen Max. So Daniel says he'd like the same design but wants water resistance, and also wants Apple to give us a Nike headband for the AirPods. And yeah, I could see this actually happening because obviously they have the Nike partnership with the Apple Watch, and so extending that to the AirPods and having a Nike edition of AirPods Max, yeah, that would be great. However, regarding water resistance, yes, I do hope we see this, and I also do hope they get lighter because I have heard many complain about the weight when exercising with these AirPods, and so fixing that, maybe with a sport variant that's made of plastic, would be perfect. So Metalman Extreme hopes Apple does fix the condensation issue that many AirPods Max users have been facing, and yes, I completely agree Apple should fix this, especially when this can cause the Maxes to stop working, which would not be great. And so yeah, maybe changing the materials could fix this. So Matthew J gives us a wish list and says he wants a Type-C port, a redesigned charging case, an on/off button, lossless audio support, and a price decrease with the 2nd Gen AirPods Max. And yes, I completely agree with all of that. Type-C is a universal port, and Lightning should die, so yeah, that makes sense. A redesigned case, absolutely, because the smart case right now does a terrible job actually protecting the case, and so giving us a hard case similar to the XM5s would be great. Now the on-off button actually I don't care about because as far as I know the Maxes do a pretty good job at turning themselves off, but yes, I agree a physical button would be convenient. Now lossless audio support makes sense, and a price decrease especially makes sense. So yeah, I completely agree with this wish list, and I do hope the features materialize. Anyways, that's about it guys, but of course, tell me your thoughts regarding the report in the comments. Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. Check out the video above on details regarding the M2 iPads, and on that note, see ya peeps.